unfolds beyond the end you've seen, all finished in the measure you decree. If all things
The Measure You Decree. Gratitude. Devotional Series. Episode 14. You mark the close of seasons, great and small, and finish what you start in every place. No life unfolds beyond the end you've seen, all finished in the measure you decree. The last stanza showed us the end as a gathering, a fullness, a song resolving. This stanza turns to something more sobering and finds it just as full of comfort, and in fact, full of a particular mercy we rarely let ourselves feel, that there is an end at all, that the hard things do not go on forever, that every ending, down to the small and painful ones in your own life, is appointed, measured, and merciful, set by the same hand. It changes how you stand in front of every closing door. You mark the close of seasons, great and small. Seasons end, and we usually feel it as loss. The job ends, the chapter closes, the house goes quiet, a stretch of life we would have stayed in forever slips behind us. It feels like erosion, things wearing away, no one minding. But the song says otherwise. You mark the close. God sets the ending on every season. There is a season and a time for every matter under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to keep and a time to cast away. Ecclesiastes 3, 1-2, 6. And this runs all the way up and down. He changes times and seasons. He removes kings and sets up kings. Daniel 2:21. Empires close on his calendar, and so does the quiet chapter of your one small life, with the same care, on purpose. Nothing closes by accident. He marks it. And here is a comfort we are usually too sad to notice. It is a mercy that they close. Because so much of this life is hard. Not only the obviously hard things, even the good ones cost us. Marriage is good, and it is hard. Raising children is good, and it is hard. Work, growth, love, the very best parts of a human life are, more often than not, the heaviest to carry. This world is marked through and through by struggle, and even the most blessed life in it is a kind of long labor. So when the song says God marks the close of seasons, it is not only telling us the endings are ordered, it is telling us the struggle is not endless. There is a finish line. I have fought the good fight, Paul wrote at the end of his. I have finished the race, 2 Timothy 4:7. The race finishes. The labor has a last day. And the things that make this life so heavy, the aching, the striving, the loss, are precisely the things that are only for a season. This light, momentary affliction is preparing for us an eternal weight of glory. The things that are seen are transient, but the things that are unseen are eternal. 2 Corinthians 4:17-18. Only the best things last forever. The hard is temporary, the good is permanent. Think about which things, in the end, get to stay. Not the struggle, not the striving, not the sickness or the sorrow or the long labor of it all. Those are precisely the things marked for a season, the things God will one day close for good. What lasts is love. What lasts is the life you have in Him. What lasts is the people made new, and the joy that had its first faint taste here. The world to come is not this world with the good parts trimmed off. It is this world with the hard parts finally ended, and only the good carried through. That is the shape of God's economy, and it is pure mercy. The second movement taught us peace in the middle of the chaos. This stanza adds something more. Peace in knowing the chaos itself will end, and finish what you start in every place. He does not begin things and wander off, not in any life, not anywhere. What He starts, He completes, in you and in every place besides. Nothing He has set going will be left half-built. No life unfolds beyond the end you've seen. Here the song says the hard, holy thing aloud. Every life has an end, and God has already seen it. But notice, it does not say no life unfolds beyond the end, as a bleak fact of biology. It says the end you've seen. Your end is not an accident waiting in the dark. It is a place God has already been. A person's days are determined. You have appointed his limits that he cannot pass. Job 14:5. So much of our fear of death is really the fear that it is arbitrary, careless, random, at the hands of a universe not paying attention. That terror this line removes. Whatever the visible cause, the hour of your last day is not an oversight. It is an appointment, kept by the one who appointed your first day too. You will not be lost. You will be received, at an hour he has already seen. All finished, in the measure you decree. The stanza lands on the word that holds it together, measure. The appointed extent, the allotted portion. O Lord, make me know my end, and what is the measure of my days? Psalm 39:4. It is the same word as the lines that fell for us in pleasant places, the lot, the boundary, the shape, set not by luck, but by perfect wisdom and perfect love. And here is the freedom hidden inside it. If everything is held within a measure God decrees, then nothing in your life, or in the whole wide world, ever gets out of his control. Not the thing that frightens you most, not the headline, not the diagnosis, not the part of your future you cannot see. It is all inside the measure, and that is not a cage. It is the deepest freedom there is, because it means you do not have to hold the world together, or your own life together, by force. You never did. He has it. You can put it down. So how does a person respond to a God who marks our seasons, sets our limits, and decrees the measure of it all, even the endings we would never have chosen? Job answered in the worst hour of his life, having lost his children, his wealth, and his health in a single day. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Job 1:21. Not rage at chaos. He knew it was not chaos. Not despair at randomness. He knew it was not random. The same Lord who gave was the one who took, so even the taking was held inside a hand he could still bless. That is the hardest and deepest form of the gratitude this song teaches. Thank you even for the measure, even for the endings, because they came from you. It does not pretend the loss is not loss. Job tore his robe and grieved. But underneath the grief was a floor that held, because a measure set by love is something you can finally, even through tears, give thanks for. This is what lets you stand in front of a closing door without terror, and even with thanks. The seasons will keep ending. Some closings will break your heart. One day the last season will close too. But none of it is erosion, none of it accident, none of it outside the end he has seen. It is all marked, all measured, all held, and for those who are his, all secure, because he is the one who secured it. We do not finish the race by our own strength to last. We are carried across the line by his. And the final appointment leads not into the dark, but into the gathering of the stanza before. The measure runs out, and the hands that set it are the same hands that gather you home.
Awake to what was always true. My beginning was in you who called me.